Do you remember the story of Dorian Gray? The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, published in 1890, is a fascinating exploration of vanity, morality, and the consequences of unrestrained hedonism. The novel revolves around Dorian Gray, a young man of unmatched beauty and charm, whose life changes drastically after an encounter with the artist Basil Hallward and his influential friend. Basil paints a portrait of Dorian, capturing his pristine youth and beauty. Under the cynical tutelage of Lord Henry, Dorian becomes obsessed with preserving his youthful appearance, expressing a desire for the portrait to age in his place. Magically, his wish comes true. While Dorian retains his youthful and attractive looks, the portrait begins to reflect the marks of his moral decay and aging. Dorian plunges into a world of indulgence and excess, exploring all forms of pleasure and vice, believing that his external appearance frees him from any moral or social consequences. However, the transformation of the portrait becomes a constant and terrifying reminder of the corruption of his soul. As time passes, Dorian grows increasingly paranoid and fearful that his secret will be discovered, leading him to commit even more desperate and destructive acts. Dorian's story is a scathing critique of Victorian society, highlighting the superficiality and double standards of the era. Wilde uses the figure of Dorian Gray to explore themes such as the nature of art, the relationship between beauty and morality, and the consequences of living a life devoted solely to personal pleasure. Dorian Gray's tragedy culminates in his realization that he cannot escape the consequences of his actions, and that true beauty and virtue lie in character, not in appearance. In a final act of desperation and, perhaps, redemption, Dorian destroys the portrait, which results in his own death. His body is found aged and disfigured, while the portrait returns to its original, beautiful, and youthful state. The story of Dorian Gray remains relevant today, serving as a powerful reflection on the obsession with youth and beauty, and the dangers of living a life devoid of moral consideration.